And House Republicans voted with Democrats to impeach the president. Two of those are from here in West Michigan.
Representatives Fred Upton and Peter Meijer both voting to impeach. Representative Bill Huizenga was a no vote.
None of West Michigan's delegation spoke on the House floor, but they did talk with political reporter Rick Albin.
And Rick, what are you hearing from our lawmakers this afternoon?
Well, despite the inevitable outcome, our congressional delegation, as you point out, was not unanimous on how to vote on impeachment. All afternoon, we saw speech after speech on the floor of the House that was stormed just 1 week ago today. Some speeches both demanded the president be removed and barred from holding office ever again. Others argued that the impeachment was politically motivated and unnecessary. As for our elected officials, they differ on what the right decision is.
The final straw for me was obviously what happened last week. But the president's remarks that his actions were, in his words, totally appropriate, as he called these folks patriots as they were tearing down the Capitol. People were being killed. You saw a gallows that was constructed on the east lawn of the Capitol, and we now know that they wanted to kidnap Mike Pence, Nancy Pelosi, execute both of them, as well as kidnap members of Congress and do the same there. This was a real threat to our democracy. All the states' votes were certified by wide margins in the House and the Senate, 2 and 3-to-1 margins. It's over. And the president really did, as Liz Cheney said, lit the flame to really see this violence move forward and try to undermine the very bedrock of our democratic institution.
Congressman, even as you and I are speaking, the debate about the second impeachment of President Trump is going on the House floor. The outcome of that vote is certain to be that they will vote to send the article impeachment to the Senate. How are you going to vote?
I plan to vote no. I believe that for a couple of reasons. One, this process, this being jammed through in the last week with not a single hearing, not a single shred of exploring the evidence of what had gone on. Just a bunch of people who had said, well, we know what he said, so therefore. And if you read through the 4 pages, and it's not very long, 4 pages of this, there is, it's thin gruel, shall we say, as to the why they're moving ahead with this. And every time that there is a statement pointed out where you could view that as incendiary, there's another one where he's calling for peaceful protest. What we don't know, Rick, is all the details yet, and that's why I think this looks political. And short of declaring war, this is probably the most solemn thing that we can do here in the House of Representatives, and I'm not going to take that lightly.
Grand Rapids freshman Republican Peter Meijer tweeting out his statement about voting for impeachment. Quote, "My job is to apply my best judgment to the article of impeachment that is on the floor of the U.S. Congress. With the facts at hand, I believe the article of impeachment to be accurate. The president betrayed his oath of office by seeking to undermine our constitutional process, and he bears responsibility for inciting the violent acts of insurrection last week. With a heavy heart, I will vote to impeach President Donald J. Trump." Now, the article of impeachment will move to the Senate, and its prospects there are less certain, at least from the standpoint of when and how the upper chamber will proceed. Some want to see it happen quickly. Others worry that an impeachment at the very time a new administration is trying to form a cabinet and get other officials approved could slow down the process. In any event, it seems likely a number of Republicans, including the outgoing Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell, may join Democrats in voting to convict the president. Brian?